was real. You took everything that I had, yeah. Walked away, but you left one thing behind. You're wondering just what that is. Yes, you are. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the world comes tumbling down, I'll be there. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. We're gonna make a little love down by the water. Maybe I'm the son, maybe I'm a daughter. When the music man calls, that's when I gotta play. So I burn for the things I never had. I'm burning with hate, with love. Spin around. 'Cause as a boy I had a dream. Carry it with me today. Yes, I do. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the walls come tumbling down, I'll be there. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the world comes tumbling down, I'll be there. Hey, 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 hey. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking.
Giottos are so good. These chocolates are what? Chocolates. We're here about astrophotography. What are we doing? Wrong video. Whoops.
So I came here alone, feeling heat and the world coming over me. Got a way of your own, but I told you that life ain't a fantasy. Now I watch you every day. Turn it up, it's just your way. Rocket fuel runs through your brain, like I told you on the train, that it's the only thing she knows. The only thing she knows. The only thing she knows. That it's the only, 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 only thing she knows. She knows. So it started to rain. Met a woman with eyes like a hurricane. Told her she was the one. And she looked at the moon, calling me and said, now I watch you every day. Turn it up, it's just your on my telescope now. Damn, what's wrong with this thing?
Another lost Lone Ranger. Can I break this spell? You want things right, you want me to do things wrong. If I want that fine line, I'll always take the fall. If I just do them, I can hear from the right. I sleep all day long, then I'm breathing through the night. I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take for your money, whatever else spring. But I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Making such a fuss, and I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 It's gotta mean something. It's gotta. Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of the new. Oh, na 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 na. Seems to me that I have lost my old friend. Got the sunset on the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid, you're feeling alone. Time and space can never afford. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghostly embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back for land of the blue. Oh, na 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 na.
Someone to take me down at night. Someone to make my day. New revelation fills my soul. Oh, I can waste away. You distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. You not looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone I need to taste your life again. I need a rendezvous. New revelation just feel my soul. Beginning and ends with you. Distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. You. Not looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do, yeah. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone else.
So it's a wonderful night tonight. It's really good. You know, cloudy nights and not cloudy nights, but clear dark sky and was it clear outside. Says it's going to be a wonderful night tonight. I mean, last night was wonderful. Tomorrow's supposed to be great. So I think I'm going to leave my telescope out all night, and it's going to be a really nice night tonight. So I'm hoping to get some really good shots of the Cave Nebula, which is part of my astrophotography meets D&D imaging. I know it's kind of looks scary, like the way I look at my eyes, kind of crazy. It's pretty cool. But I'm super excited for tonight, and let's see what kind of data I got. Well, yeah.
Dirty. I swear to God, these clouds are just pissing me the off. I don't understand. I don't listen to these things anymore. I can't take it. New York, you suck. And you know what? I'm so done with all this. My telescope's out here showing out, and all I got is freaking clouds and PhD beeping at me till no goddamn end. Unbelievable. What am I gonna do? I need to move. I'm so finished with this. I hate this.
Took everything that I had, yeah. Walked away, but you left one thing behind. You're wondering just what that is. Yes, you are. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the wall comes tumbling down, I'll be there. When the world starts spinning around, I'll be rocking. We're gonna make a little love down by the water. Maybe have a son, maybe have a daughter when the music man calls. That's when I gotta play. So I burn for the things I never had.
Giottos are so good. These chocolates are what? Chocolates. We're here about astrophotography. What are we doing? Wrong video. Whoops.
So I came here alone, feeling heat and the world coming over me. Got a way of your own, but I told you that life ain't a fantasy. Now I watch you every day. Turn it up, it's just your way. Rocket fuel runs through your brain, like I told you on the train. That it's the only thing she knows. The only thing she knows. The only thing she knows. That it's the only thing she knows. She knows. So it started to rain. Met a woman with eyes like a hurricane. Told her she was the one. And she looked at the moon, calling me and said, now I watch you every day. Turn it up, it's just your way. Rocket fuel runs through your brain, like I told you on the train. Well, it's the only thing she knows. The only thing she knows. The only thing she knows. Said it's the only thing she knows. Got up on the wrong side and I'm getting burned again. That grass is looking brown today. Well, it's the only thing she knows. The only thing she knows. The only thing she knows. Said it's the only thing she knows. I woke up on the wrong side and I'm getting burned again. That grass looking brown today.
And how did that happen? See, that should not have. I don't know why that happened. Why did that happen? I don't know why that happened. Let's go this way. And there we go. There we go. So I did get, hey, how's it going, everybody? What's happening? We're waiting on Eric to log on a little bit because he's having some computer error, computer issues. So sorry about that. We got Dave here with us as pretty much every you've been on a lot now, Dave. You've been on like every time.
Typically I've been doing mostly Fridays, but I've been the last couple Wednesdays I've been on because either Eric's got a graduation or
that's fine. That's fine. More than happy to have you. Definitely hang in there. So tonight is the PIXINSIGHT night, like I guess PIXINSIGHT for beginners or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to be talking about some I guess things to use before you start compiling them into WBPP or APP or whatever you decide to use. You may not use all these things. You may not want to use all these things. You may want to use a combination of all of them. It's just some of the tools that are out there that can kind of help you ensure that you have the best data possible going into your into your photos, into your calibrated image. So tonight we're going to be going over Blink. If Mr. Blink comes back on,
If he blinks in.
Mr. Yeah, Eric's got to blink in. There you go. So Eric will do Blink when he comes on, and then Dave at the end is going to be doing a little starter, primer on WBPP, and I am going to be doing SFS, which is as a subframe selector, which is just another tool that you may want to use in addition to Blink, or without Blink. You want to put it right to the computer. When I do it, I use a combination of both because my eyes are out of whack. So I use Blink to kind of see what I don't like and get rid of those, and then I run through subframe selector and let the computer tell me what's still not as good as I want it, because there are things you can do with subframe selector as far as expressions like pixel math expressions that you can put in there in order to make what requirements you want that's a good photo or not. So before we get into this, let's do, since we're waiting for Eric, we could do the sponsors real quick. And I think I just have Eric's kind of frozen face in there, so that's okay. He's there in spirit. So, and you know what? I am still squashed, so I'm gonna fix this on the fly here real quick, because I think that my Zoom Y, there we go. I am not as thin as that really is supposed to be. So there we go. That's a lot better. Awesome. Maybe I should turn on my lights too. I haven't turned on my lights yet. So there you go. I totally forgot to do everything. But there we go. All right. So we do have sponsors for the show. Thank you at our Red Giant level. We're starting to Eric is frozen, just so you know. That is just a placeholder for him until he pops on. So if you want, I could just kind of do one of these and say bye-bye. And there he goes. He's gone. So we do have some sponsors, Prima Luce and Optalong. We're starting to revamp our sponsorships again. If anybody knows anybody that wants to become a sponsor by either giving us some giveaways or something like that, feel free to have them hit me up at dan@astralweb.com or dan@astraltelescopes.com or whatever else. Masters of PIXINSIGHT and IP4AP are two of the big guns as far as sponsors are concerned. Tonight, we're giving away a Masters of PIXINSIGHT and a 1-year IP4AP subscription tonight. So because it's Friday night, and every Friday night we give away a free Masters of PIXINSIGHT workshop. Once a month we give away a free IP4AP image processing tutorial subscription. So if you're not on any of these giveaways and you want to be on any of these giveaways, go to astralworldweb.com and go under, I think it's under contests and giveaways, and sign up, because you could just go there, sign up, put your email in, and I'll put you on the Wheel of Fortune. There you go. Throw that on. I thought he was stoned. I don't think he does that anymore, but you could ask him when he comes on.
And then with his back problems, maybe he's reverted.
Maybe. I mean, I'll just take some Xanax and zone out. But and we also have our own shop. If you know, that's great. If you don't know, we have our own web store at astraltelescopes.com, and you can get all your gear you want. If you don't see anything or things are a little bit out of whack on the website, feel free to give me a call at 273-3771 or hit me up on the email. Image winners of the week as of last Wednesday. Dave is in the lead with 6, followed by Tom and Greg, and then a bunch of people at ones. So we're going to be doing picture of the week. So this will change tonight. It'll change. So one way or the other, this will change. Did we lose? We lost Dave too. Nope, Dave's back. There you go.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it spazzed out. And then, of course, join us on our other social media platforms And if you hang around to the end of the show, there's a bunch of QR codes that we will kind of go over, and you could sign up there. Let's see, member credits key. There we go. And then we got what happened there? What happened there? There it is. It's this one. There we go. And Eric's back. There we go. And Dave is gone. So hey, how you doing, guys? Off the Rails members, Quasar members. If you want to become a member on either Patreon or on YouTube, you can become a member on YouTube. That's all wonderful and great, but Patreon is nicer to us. So and you get better perks. You get automatic perks. There is actual tote bags and stickers and mugs and all that kind of stuff. So go. Thank you so much for everybody who has been supporting us over the past 5 years. And for those of you that are new, thank you. And also, again, thank you to our newest member, Wolfredo's Astronomy. And we will throw you up there on the what is he, 25 Quasar? I think he's a Quasar or black hole member. But that being said, we are going to get back to the show here. And where are we? There we go. And we be here. Eric, how's the sound? The sound's okay?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I don't hear myself anymore. So that's
sounds good.
Cool.
Good.
All right. So I already did the list of things, and you have a new nickname, Eric. You're now in Reservoir Dogs, there was Mr. Brown, Mr. Pink, Mr. White, and all that. You're Mr. Blink, and we were talking about these are the tools, right, that you kind of want to use. So you get the best possible image that's going into your stack, right? So, and disclaimer for me, at least for my presentation, just so you know, I do use SFS on occasion, subframe selector, but all of the formulas that you're going to see that I use, I swiped off of Amy Astro. So just so you know, I am not a pixel math genius by any means. But I will show you how to manipulate these expressions in order to get the best possible data for your image train. So, Eric, any beginning thoughts for tonight, or I know you've had some issues, but
no, just it's good to be finally getting all my PC stuff here squared away, and looking forward to talking about what I spent almost $300 on, and used for practically an entire year, without learning anything else about this application.
We just got
check his subframes.
We just got a new Patreon member. Thank you, Brian Vinci. Thank you, Brian. Welcome to the club. Thank you so much, and appreciate. Just so you know, Brian, since you just signed up, all these Patreon subscriptions that we may have go to help us pay for these giveaways. The NEAF, we go to NEAF twice a year. So twice a year. We go to NEAF every year. It helps pay for the table and that kind of stuff. So thank you so much. You're definitely helping the cause, and welcome to the club. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no. So like I was saying, I have had a love-hate relationship with PIXINSIGHT for about, I want to say, at least 3 years. And as I said, for the better part of the very first year, I did absolutely nothing but use Blink to inspect my images. That was it. It was just, I didn't, when I was intimidated by it so much that I honestly will have to say that the masters of PIXINSIGHT and Sean Nielsen are the ones who really got me out of my shell when it came to utilizing PIXINSIGHT the way I use it now. Now, I would say I use PIXINSIGHT 75 to 80% of the time. when I'm doing my integrations and post-processing versus Astro Pixel processor. And Astro Pixel APP was just, it still is a fantastic piece of software. And for those who like pretty much the simplified stuff, or like to try to keep things simple, I would still highly recommend APP to get you started, because with APP, it's more just follow the tabs than follow the processes, and then understand. And sometimes it's better to be, just get there and get the result than going through all of the why do you have to do this or why do you have to do that, or building up that workflow or what have you, like you have to do in PIXINSIGHT. So, but when it comes to getting started, you definitely want to have a way to inspect your images, and that's where Blink comes in. That's where Blink comes into play. It is basically your first step once you get your lights onto your computer to inspect them. That's basically what this really is to inspect them and review them and get rid of the trash and keep the good. So we'll go ahead and hop into this, and I'll get things started. So let me go ahead and I'll share my screen here.
Righty. All right. Everybody, I'm gonna fix those giveaways in 1 second. So give me till about 8:30, and they'll be back up. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. And with that, we will go to Eric and Blink.
Yeah. So once you get into PIXINSIGHT, as I said, Blink is a process, but it's not a process you necessarily need. You use it that has an icon like you see here on the right side here, and where it's located at is under Process, Image Inspection, and there's Blink. It's the very first one. Or you can simply go under All Processes, and under All Processors, everything is in alphabetical order. So you just need to go down to B, and then there's Blink there. Okay. So this is where you would go to launch it. And once it's launched, you get this nice window here. And the first thing that you will do is you will open the folder where your images are located. Just says it right here, add your image files. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and add my image files. I'm going to locate a group of images that I've actually been working on. And my active projects, M27, and here are my lights. And I'm going to go and Control A, and all of my lights here in this project that I am just starting to work on. And we're going to click Open, and it's going to load the data. Okay. Now there are two icons or two squares here at the very top next to your preview window where you can select to apply an automatic histogram transformation stretch to all of your images, or you can do an auto STF on just the current image, and then you can then it applies it to all the others. What I normally do is I'll just do a simple histogram stretch, and that does it on all of my images. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I'll apply that. Then here is you have your preview window, your list of all the lights that you've loaded. You can then also select how long if you want to run a automatic run of all of your lights, and you can simply hit the play button, and you can set a time up to 5 seconds on how long you want to see each light before it goes on to the next one. If not, you can simply arrow back and forth from between the next image and the previous, and you can do that. Now, there are also other icons here down at the bottom. The icons here, you can close a particular image that you've already selected. That's the first one. You can close all your images. You can copy an image to another space. You can move a image to another area, which I'll show. Then there's cut. There's an analysis report, which I really don't use, and then there's a crop. But I really don't use those. The main ones that I use are, of course, adding my image, selecting a particular image, or closing a particular image rather, closing all my images, and moving my images. Now, once I have my preview window and I have my actual blank screen here on the left, I'll bring it over here a little bit. I'll expand it a bit. So that way I can see and inspect my images.
So real quick, Eric, so when you say you use move your image, are you talking about if you find it bad when you're going to move it to like a trash folder or something like that?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So, and yeah, so what you'll do is say if you've come across a bad image, and I'm going to actually go ahead and add some images here.
Oh, because you know you got some bad ones.
Yeah. I'm going to add these guys. Just to add them in there. Okay. Now, what I would then do is I will put up a little bit of a close-up, and I will start checking my stars around. And one of the cool things, especially with Blur Exterminator, is if they are looking a teeny bit off, like these guys here, I really don't worry about it too much, because Blur Exterminator is going to deconvolve my stars, and it's going to tighten these up, and it's going to make them pretty nice and round. So if you have minor inch perfections because of tracking or whatever, and you have a little bit of a slight egg or a slight elongation, I would say go ahead and hold on to that image and use your Blur Exterminator to deconvolve your image and to deconvolve your stars and do a correction before you say, yeah, this is complete trash. Now, on the other hand, if you have, I'm going to go down here to something like, let's see, I'm going to run these guys here. Let me see, like this.
Oh, yeah. That's poo-poo.
This is what we call a poo-poo with a dash of caca. So, whoops. When you have something that's like this, and even if you have certain lights that, oh, I have a luminance image here. Where in the world did that luminance issue? I'm not even shooting luminance. Why did I have this? You can actually select that, and then you can move that to a new folder location. So I'm going to select this guy, highlight it, press the move button here, and I'm going to go to, and I have a folder that I call junk. You know, you can have it called trash, whatever you want to call it. Crap, whatever you want to call it, it's just your junk folder. And then you'll select that folder, and you select it, and now it's moved. Even though it's still showing here, that file has actually moved into that junk folder. And then all you'll simply need to do to move is go ahead, if you don't want to see it as part of this list any further, just go ahead and close that particular image. Yeah. Now you can go on to the next image. Because what it does, it actually goes to the previous image that's in your list instead of going to the next one. So here I have these images here that I've already checked and blinked, and they're all just trash. So what I can do here then is I can actually click the top one that I know is junk. And if I hold my shift key down, I can simply hold on and check each one. Now, what if there was a good one in between these guys? I can actually go back while I'm holding the shift key down and deselect that one if I wanted to. So, but these are all junk. So now that now these are all bad, I'm just going to simply click move them. It's already in the junk folder. The junk folder is already selected. I can just go ahead and click select folder, run them. Now I can close those selected images.
Yep.
Okay. And as I said, if I manually just go through each and every image, right? I look at them, see what's good, see what I can get away with, see what I can't, stuff like that. But if I didn't, I can actually set a delay between how long it goes from one image to the next. And say if I went to 2 seconds here, for example, and just press the play button, and then it will begin to go through each one, and I can view each one this way. But I personally just manually, I don't even go through this. I just manually just check each one, and then when I'm satisfied, I'll keep the ones that I'm satisfied with, and the ones that are junk, go to junk. And this is what I've used, like I said, for the first, say, 9 months of my PIXINSIGHT journey, was just this application. And this is a really good application because, for one, it's helpful if you have a lot of images. There wasn't any real way that I knew of to go through all of my images basically in a single pane of glass in a single window and go through them all. I would have to check if I was using APP. I would have to double check and double click each and every one and open them up. This way, I like Blink because I can select all of my images all at once and just inspect them right here.
Scroll through them, right?
And just scroll through them, find the ones that are good, find the ones that are bad, deal with them as I need to, and move on. Versus going, through that treacherous go through one after the other. So this is why this was so good for me and still continues to be the first thing that I use, even if I'm using APP for a post for a processing, session, I still run Blink first, before I even put, these lights into actual pixel processor. So Blink is the first process that you will use when you get started with your post-processing imaging session, just to simply inspect your lights and do what you need to do to make sure you get the best image that you possibly can get. And when you're done, you can simply click on the close all images. It closes everything out, and you can move on to the next thing, which would probably be, if I went to here, it would probably be the subframe selector. But I'm going to leave that piece up to Dan. So that's on you.
I'm trying to remember something here with Blink, and I forget.
One of the things I like about Blink is, too, once you figure out all your good frames and everything, it's cool to go back and run the movie. Because sometimes you run that movie and you might see something just going across the frames that you might be able to pinpoint an asteroid or something that went through your picture, and then you can play solve it and potentially find out, hey, there was an asteroid there that I found or that I saw.
Yeah, you could. Yep.
I've had that happen. I'd be flying through them after, and you'll see, hey, that's not a star. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or
you can make a
you
timeline.
might pick up a UFO. You might find ET.
Yeah, AZ, you can make a video. You can make a time-lapse video with Blink. That's one of the icons, that very last icon. If you select your images, you select those images, and then there is the very last icon, which is the camera, the movie camera shutter thing, that you can make a time-lapse. Yep. All right. Eric
I can't remember how to do this, but you know, I mean,
you want to take off the one up?
What's up?
I'm still on the one up.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
There's a way in Blink, and I mean, I'm a, you know what, I was trying to remember how to do this, but if you went over this, I apologize, because I was really searching the internet on how to do this, because I know there's a way to do it. I just haven't used Blink. I haven't used anything in so long, I kind of forgot. And so I'm having a little bit of brain fart. Maybe somebody in the chat could help me. So let me see if I could do this real quick, display two, and just to show you. So I got Blink here, and I got a couple. I just picked 3. Let's say, like you said, and if you went over this, Eric, I apologize, because I was kind of like into what I was doing. I wasn't really paying attention. So
you weren't paying attention?
I wasn't paying attention at all, because I know there was something, and it takes me forever to figure it out. So when I'm in Blink and I check my things, like this guy obviously we're not going to use, right? I'm not going to use that one. Okay. So I'm not going to use that one. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to kind of just use my arrow key, right? And looks like we got some clouds or something coming in here. So I'm not going to use that, right? So I'm not going to use that. And those are okay. Let's say I'm just not using those 2.
Yeah.
Now, if I hit move right now, and to get these pictures out of here, it's not going to get those pictures out of there.
No.
It's only going to take this one in orange and move it.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
So
yeah,
the check boxes are, to me, are only ones that are saying, hey, don't use these, in my head, not with Blink, in my head. And then I got to go in, like you said, I did catch this, and select those.
Select them. Yep.
And then move them.
And then move them to another file. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But there's a way to invert those check boxes where you don't have to select anything, and then you can just check box the ones that are checked and not looked at the whole thing. There's a way to do it, and I forget, it's like either Control or Shift to invert these checks, so then these would all disappear, and then these 2 would be checked.
Oh, that I don't know.
There is a way to do that. I found it. I know there's a way to do it. And I just can't remember how to do it. Because then because if you have a long list of images, like 100 images, and you only have like 10 or 15, and usually they're grouped, right? You know, these 5 and these 3 and this one and that kind of stuff. So it's easier to just checkbox the ones that you've unchecked when you were going through, and then highlight those instead of highlighting the wrong one. You know what I'm saying? There's some way to do it, and it's like Shift space bar, no. Control space bar, no. Control Shift space bar, Alt. I don't remember. There's something. I don't remember. I don't remember. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it to invert the selection. Anybody remember how to do it, or am I just talking about it?
I don't think I ever knew that.
There is a way in Blink to invert your selection, and I just didn't have time to go look at Blink invert selection PIXINSIGHT.
Norm says right click on it.
Shift right click? No. It's not right click. I don't know. There's a way to do it. I'll show everybody. And I do apologize about that, but that's just another thing that might make it easier. Select checker, clear selection, inverse images. Yeah, so here it is. How do I do this? This guy's doing a picture. Oh wait, is it? Select. Copy, close, and there's another code. It's a code. There's another way to do it without it. There's a code that you could download. It's called the Blink Improvement, also from GitLab. You could download it.
Okay.
But I'll throw it in there. This isn't exactly what I was talking about, but it does the same functionality. I'll put it in the chat right now for the GitLab code, and there's a improvement. Right click on it. Yeah, so yeah, I don't remember how to do it. I'm just wasting time at this point. So I'll find it later and I'll put it in the Discord. But I apologize about that if I'm wasting everybody's time here. But I really know that there is a way to do that. I'm not crazy. There is a way. But sure, I got Eric yawning over here because I'm wasting so much time.
It's been a long day, bro.
I hear you. So I don't know if that code works. It's just something I stumbled across, but there is a way to invert the selection so the unchecked becomes selected, and then you can move it really fast that way.
Gotcha.
So you blink through and uncheck everything, and then you invert the selection and move to your chunk file. So
gotcha.
Well, hopefully, B, I can help you out with that. We're going to be moving on to, before we get into WBPP, we will get into a little bit of the subframe selector. And I use a little bit of it every now and then whenever I have images. And I'm going to get rid of my blink screen real quick before I move and share my screen here. And I'm going to get rid of everything here. Let's get rid of it all. All right. So give me 1 second, and settings, and bam, there we go. Okay, and bam. All right, so here we go. So we got my PIXINSIGHT, right? We're gonna go into subframe selector. So again, it's a process, and there is a script somewhere in there. I don't know if they took it off yet, but most people, including myself, use a process. And it's in alphabetical order. So it's subframe selector S all the way at the end. Bam. It saved a lot of stuff. So let me clear all this so I could get rid of all this stuff. And I'm missing a window. Where is the other window? Reset.
Yeah, don't you have to run it to get the third window to come up?
So of course this happens. So I've been working on this all day today, and my third window isn't coming. Or maybe I got to add the files to it. It'll come up.
Yeah, that might. Yeah, I think you have to have the files.
All right, so this is subframe collector, and there'll be a third window that's popping up for expressions that you can put in there, and you could actually choose which ones you want to do. Now, there's a lot of things to do with this, as you can see on the measurements. You could actually go by any one of these measurements here. It is a crap ton. However, the ones that I use the most are signal to noise. Okay. I use eccentricity and FWHM. So these three right here. Those are the ones that I use mostly because I care about how tight my stars are and care about how round my stars are, even though that like Blurx will be able to correct for a lot of these things now. Sometimes, you may want to allow it a little bit more margin for error than you would a year ago. And I'll get into that in a second. So, kind of what you do, the only thing you really want to do is change your proper scale for your camera and your image frame. Okay, so I am at 0.95 arc seconds per pixel. And if you wanted to kind of know what your resolution was, where's my other window here? Is it this one? Yeah. And sorry about this. Of course, I got rid of the one window that I needed. So all you got to do really, you could go into Telescopius I used, or astronomy.tools.
Yep.
And you could sit here and put in your aperture, right? Your
Yep.
focal ratio. But you want to make sure you want to use the right one. So you want sensor resolution, right? So you want to know your pixel size, and mine's 3.76. And my focal length is 831, and I'm at 0.93 arc seconds per pixel. Okay, and that's how you kind of do that. Very simple. So we'll change this to 0.93 arc seconds per pixel. All the rest you can stay the same. The only other thing you want to double check is make sure what type of camera you have, whether it's 16, 14, 12, 10-bit. Just change that as well. Everything else you can keep the same. The only other thing you want to set here is your output files. Where do I want to output my good frames to? So we'll go into directory. I already have one that's set on my desktop that's called SFS for subframe selector. And we'll just use the A folder, which is what I used, and we'll select that folder. It'll come out there, and now all the pictures will have a postfix, a postscript of _A. So you'll know that that's an approved light. Okay. So
Yep.
these are the ones that you approved. Adding your files is very simple. All you got to do is choose which files by hitting the add file button. And we're going to choose, because I know one night's really bad and one night's really good. So I'm going to choose all my HA from this night. And we'll open those. And then we'll continue on through the night. And we'll add some more. We're going to go to later on that evening to the 20th. And we'll use the rest of my HA here. Okay. Now we're ready to go. We want to make sure that everything is here to go. Now, the only thing you want to do is change here. And this thing didn't pop up. So it's kind of concerning that it's not there. Because that's going to screw up my whole thing. I want to see something real quick. FWHM. And let's run it. There it is.
There's
okay.
your window. Yeah,
Okay,
I was going to say, I think it's after you run it.
It came up all three at once when I started it, and I don't know. So this is where you can kind of put your expressions on what you want. So I like to do pretty much, again, like I said, what Amy Astro did, and she does it by both full width half maximum. So it shows the focus and the tightness of the stars, followed by the eccentricity of the stars, the roundness of the stars. And that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to copy. I have it set up already. And I'll show you what this means in a second. I'll put it in here and SNR weight. And we're going to copy that. And then we're going to do SNR weight. Okay. And what this means is that it's going to approve only the ones with both of these which is an FWHM of less than 6 and an eccentricity of less than or equal to 0.6. One thing very, very important to remember here, you're going to want to play and play. You want to hit those two buttons. Now we can move this over here. Now here is a subframe selector measurements window here. Okay, so you see all these red X's. For some reason, subframe selector does not like these images. And you can roll over it. Okay, here you go. And you can click on it and it'll say which, this is number 10. Okay, and you could slide on over and see why. So we're doing by, remember, FWHM and eccentricity. So you're going to want to look and find the column that says FWHM. So my FWHM is less than 6. So that's good. But my eccentricity is 0.73, which is higher than the 0.6. Well, is that good or is it bad? Let's find out, because we could actually open up this picture and see why it denied this. So now this is, let me move this stuff out of the way here. This is a linear picture, so it's not been stretched. And we'll just pop it open and we'll see what we got. All right, so we got some pictures here in the eccentricity. You can see a little egginess in the stars. You see it's they're going a little bit top left to bottom right.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to have to, some of the stars seem to be okay, the brighter ones. And again, because of BlurX and the advancements of fixing the stars, this, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, this is something that it will most likely definitely fix.
Probably.
Yeah.
So my
Most
FWHM is good and my eccentricity isn't. Maybe I want to make a little bit higher of a tolerance.
Yeah, yeah.
So it uses this picture. So this picture was 7.73, right? But I'm going to say that, you know what? Let's make it 0.75. Keep FWHM the same because we want the focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it 0.75. So we're going to go into the subframe selector expressions, and we're going to go eccentricity of less than or equal to 0.75. And then we're going to hit the play button. And let's see how many of these X's disappear. A lot of them.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's allowing everything except for these 4. It looks like now these guys here, I might want to take a look at, because if you take a look at
Yeah, you're kind of right in the middle there. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you change, this is based on PSF signal weight. So we want to change this because something's not right up here. I'm going to change this to an FWHM graph and see what's going on. Looks like my focus is pretty good. My focus is really low here for some reason, and we could take a look at that. This might be a good low that we might want to keep. So let's see which picture that is. That's number 9, and see what it looks like. And we'll stretch it. So this definitely is one that we don't want to keep. Okay, look at the stars.
Oh, yeah.
Probably don't want to keep that one. So we'll keep that one X'd, right? Because we don't want that one. All right. So now let's just say that everything is good kind of here. You know, this seems to be doing a good job of the ones that I don't want. But the good thing about this is you could double check this. And then if you find for your image train, right, that you need to make adjustments to this. Let's say your FWHM, you got a really super sharp scope at a great night, and your FWHM is you want the best possible image, maybe greater, less than 5 works for you. Change it to 5. You know, let's say the eccentricity, you want to give BlurX a little bit more work because it's going to fix it and get more images. than 0.75 may do. Now, the only thing you have to do now is, and I should have said this in the beginning, I didn't say this in the beginning, there are 3 options of the routines at the top. The first one, the default is you're going to measure. You're going to do the measure. You're going to make sure what's what here, right? I don't use the star detection preview. The next thing I'm going to do, I want to output the good frames, right? So we're going to output the good frames, and then we're going to run it. And wait, give it a little bit. And then what it'll do is it will only take the good frames and dump it into that A folder that we were talking about. And it's probably almost done, actually. Oh, excuse me, I needed some water. There we go. Done. I got super fast computer. So if I go into my desktop and my SFS folder and A, they're all my good images. And now these are good to throw into a WBPP, and we're off to the races. So that's pretty much it. Do we have any questions about subframe? Now, just so everybody knows, I use this in coordination with Blink. Like I said before, so I will blink first, and I'll do exactly what Eric said to begin with, and then I will actually take it then again and put it into subframe selector and get all the other ones kind of out that that are questionable, and then I'll take that and I'll make an approved folder in my processing folder, and those are my approved. I don't name it A. I usually name it approved lights. And then I dump them all in there. I'll do it by channel, to be honest with you. I'll do luminance and the R, then, because sometimes it's a lot of subs that you're dumping in there. So it's tough to kind of do if you got 30 hours and of those 30 hours, 10 hours of them are reds, and you're doing 1 minute shots or 2 minute shots, could end up to be a lot of things to go through. But like our buddy Scott Cole used to say, who used to be on the show, it's always better to get things on chip before we kind of, get it into the process. Let's fix these 80% of the problems that you're going to have with your processing is good elimination of the bad crap you don't want in it to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's really it with subframe selected. There is obviously a lot more. That's a very low level kind of explanation of it. If you want a crazy, like super technical, crazy high level knowledge, go see Adam Block's video on subframe selector, not the first one, because that's the kind of overview that we just gave. There's an advanced version of the video that you can see that really gets into the math and all that kind of stuff. It's way beyond me. I'm like, hit the button, give me a picture, and that's what I like to do. But I mean, but that's pretty much it as far as subframe selector is concerned. I did that pretty quick, but it's not really that bad.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah. How did I find out what expressions and how to set those up? Okay, Chris. Yeah. So I stole those from Amy Astro's video. If you want, I will put them in the chat on what those expressions are, and I'll throw them on the Discord as well.
Do that.
And that expression, those two numbers, those FWHM, and you don't have to use FWHM. You can use noise values. You can use signal to noise values. You could use so many different things and weight things so differently. And there's a lot. That is a super powerful, crazy. And one of the things, Control A to select. That's it. All right, cool. Yeah, right. Check this out.
The whole blink, the whole blink thing.
Yeah. We're gonna go.
I was looking at it, Jackie's.
We're gonna go back to the blink thing, right? So
Yeah.
process
Go
all
ahead. You go ahead.
processes. I knew there was a way to do it. Thank you for finding that out. I'm getting to, I'm loading up the blink again. So give me a second. So quick play. All right. So we're back to the blink screen, right? And I didn't close out the images. So it's the same selection as we had before. But remember that these two are the only ones that we want to get rid of, right? But they're not selected. Okay. So highlight one, select them all, and hit the space bar.
Gotcha.
And now you know only this one and this one and this one and whatever other one you want to get rid of. Now it makes it easier to identify which ones you unchecked.
Yes.
That might make things a little bit easier when you're using this. So remember, it's select all and then the space bar to invert the selection.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, Jackie.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew how to do it. I got these little kernels
you were tested, weren't you? You were tested. You were tested. You know you weren't crazy. I was tested.
Eric's looking like I think he's full of crap. No, seriously. When I was very heavily into doing processing for a couple of years, they said there's got to be a way to do this. And that script that I gave you for the GitHub script, that looks pretty cool because it actually gives you a button on the bottom, gives you 4 new buttons on the bottom of Blink that you could, and one of them is invert the selection. So if it works, that's great. But I will put those. I will put the subframe selector, pixel map expressions.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, thirsty. I got 24 hours to vacation, so there we go. Okay, Dennis, that's a really good question. So there are 2 schools of thought to this. There is one that says that you could use it on linear images where it's before calibration. And there's another one that says use calibrated images. So I have always used them in the non-calibrated thing because to me, why am I going to blink, then calibrate, then stop WBPP, and then go back into subframe selector and run that, and then dump it back into my WBPP, and then run everything but calibration and just stack? So it's just too much work for me because I'm a lazy jerk. So I don't want to do all that. So what I would tell you is do both. See what you like. See what you do. It's kind of like one of those things. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So, there is no right answer to that question. The superstars say calibrate them first. I have done it both, and I haven't seen much of a difference in my results in subframe selector. So, tell me what you think. Do it. Hey, Miss B, what's up? Hello, Newman. I think Jackie, I don't know if you saw, I have your focuser. It's going out tomorrow. So, and no, I'm still fighting with the USPS on where your focuser is.
What'd you buy?
Oasis from
there you go.
from Starfield.
There you go.
And sent it from Canada and disappeared into the USPS void, and we're trying to find it. So anyway, so now, well, before we get into Dave, real quick, guys, girls in there, go into Astral Web and vote. Right? We can still vote.
Yes. Yeah. Got till 9:30. Yeah.
9:30. Right? So go vote to picture of the week, and that's it. No picture of the month, just picture of the week. So picture of the week. Go vote now. Vote now. Vote 4 times. No, you can't vote 4 times. But but go. You got 24 minutes to vote. And the giveaways are back up on the website. If you're not involved with the giveaways, go on there, sign up, put in your email, and you'll be on the next wheel for the next giveaways we give out. So, Dan, do you have the Sea Star for sale? Yes, I do, but I'm out of stock right now. I'm waiting for my next shipment. So, if you want one, let me know. I could definitely grab it. I need to get some TC40 tripods because apparently they work with the Warp Astron mount.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the an image of it. And it was kind of weird. You know, I went to the Warp Astron website after looking at the 20, right?
Yep.
From Queeve.
Yep.
And it had there on this, it had on the website the WD-20 sitting on top of a TC40. I was like, and with the whole ZWO logo on it and everything. I was like, whatever works. Hey.
Yep.
Well, that's what Quinn mounted his on.
Yep.
Was the ZWO mount.
And in all fairness, from what I'm hearing from John over Warp Astron, is that anything that has a wide enough base, so like about a 6-inch base, kind of, maybe, in diameter, and that has a 3/8 bolt, will work on the Warp Astron.
Okay,
that's cool.
That work, Queeve, has the 20, and he's said, and he has said nothing but good things about it. And
it looks pretty really impressive. The specs look really good.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, the specs,
and because it
really
has
good.
It has a
servo motor. It has a servo instead of a step motor.
Yep. It's got the servo motors. So
it looks. And for the price, what is it? $3,200 US, like $31.99, something like that.
Actually, it's like 33 and change now.
Okay, because of the tariffs.
Well, it's not because it's. I mean, even if you take a look at Altair Astro on there, it's about 3,300 US
euros.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's the when you convert
it's like 31 something euros.
Yeah, and you convert it to US at 1.2 whatever. I'm trying to be as I guess as competitive as I can with these prices when it comes from all over the world. When there's when there's so limited dealers at this point, you got to kind of stay competitive and not screw yourself a little bit. So it looks like it's going to be about the 30. I forget. I think the WD-20 I think is $33.99. I think if I remember.
What's turnaround time of getting one?
Well, it was a week, and I already sold 4 of them. And I guess that, because this is my first order with them, things got kind of a little screwy. So it's been 3 weeks, so about a month right now for this first shipment. But I think it's just going to get better moving forward. There was some banking issues and some logistical issues, and I also think he got inundated with a lot of orders directly after that Queeve video.
Yeah,
so and you can't blame the guy. So I mean,
no.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks good right now. I'm trying to get one for me to bring it up to Starfest in Canada and see.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So WBPP. What you got for us, Dave? How far are we going today? You got about 20 minutes, so 25 minutes.
So let me share my screen.
Yeah, your screen.
Can you see me?
I can see you. I can't see your screen.
Screen? Oh,
nope.
I thought I put it up there. Hold on. Damn it. Share screen. Oh yeah, there we go. How about now?
Now you're good. Yep.
There we go. All right.
Beauty.
So obviously WBPP is a script. Now, first and foremost, before you open the script, I have my little icons over here. One of the icons I always use is cosmetic correction because that is something in WBPP you want to have. Basically, just open it up, pull your little icon off, and it will create an icon for that. You don't have to really do anything. I would just set it as use auto detect. Other than that, that's all you have to worry about. That's not what I'm going to get rid of that since I already have it. Okay, so we'll close that, and it's still there. So you go into your script, go to batch processing, go to weighted batch pre-processing. Open that up. Take a few seconds. Get the computer warmed up. There we go. So you're going to end up with a screen like this. I usually like to stretch it out a little bit so it gives you a little better view of everything you're going to see here. So first and foremost, depending on what you're working on, you can set up a output directory file where you're going to want everything to go. All your masters, your calibrated frames, your registered frames, your masters, all that stuff is going to go into that file. So you just basically click on that. I've got it already set up for, I'm doing M101, and this is basically for this show. So I have it set up for that. So everything's going to go into that file. So you click on your lights. And if I go to my desktop, I have it here, and I have everything set up: bias, darks, flats, lights. So if I click on my lights, you'll see I have HA, luminance, red, green, blue, all that's there. So I would just basically hit the top one, Control A, and then open. And it's going to put them all in my lights folder here, and you'll see it'll list them. So I have 60 blue frames, 60 green, 108 of HA, 59 luminance, and 72 red. I don't know why I got a lot of red there, but, and then, you know, so like some of them are 60, and then you'll see 59 probably because I went and blinked them, and there was one that I just said that probably had a 737 going through it.
Nice.
So that one got deleted. All right, so once you get your light frames in there, you just move down the line. You go to your flats. So I go back. All my flats are here. Hit Control A, and then it'll load all my flats. And I do 33 each. You got blue, green, HA, luminance, red. Everything's there. Everything's groovy. All right, so then we just go down the line again to my dark frames. So I got my darks here. These are all 300-second darks, which match all my subframe exposure times and temperatures. So they'll all come up in there, all my darks. And if you were using flat darks with your, to calibrate your flats, you would put them in darks as well. And it would say, you know, it'd have a separate thing for your dark flats at a different exposure length. So if you were doing 2-second flats, you would have your 300-second darks, and then it would have another section of 2-second darks for your dark flats. That would calibrate your flats. So I use my bias frames, so I don't use darks flats. And then I just basically would click on my bias frames, load those in. I have 33 of those. And with bias or dark flats or anything, it says blue filter. That's what it was on, but it's not going to matter because they're darks. So once you get that all loaded in there, you can go to calibration. You see I have all my stuff calibrated in here. You can see that if I click on any of my flats, it's going to light up the bias is green because the bias frames are going to calibrate my flats. If I click on one of my light frames, you'll see these flats will calibrate, depending on what filter you're using, and then the darks obvious for any of them. So typically what you do is I'll go to click on one of the light frames, and then if you come over here to this side, you have your output pedestal settings. You can put a literal value in there, or you can go to automatic. Typically I put mine at automatic, and then if you have more than one channel, you just apply it to all the channels. Okay. And then where it says cosmetic correction, you would have to click on this and hit cosmetic correction because I have that in my icons over here. And then again, I would apply that to all my light frames. And you can see where that's, takes effect here. So everything's clicked as far as my output pedestal, and my cosmetic correction is going to be applied to all my light frames. All right. Once you go from there, you would go basically into post calibration. Now, typically, if you're dithering while you're taking your subframes when you're imaging, you can drizzle. And typically, I will like to drizzle. So you'll check that box. I usually do drizzle ×2, and it'll show you when you come down to this function, it kind of gives you an idea of what parameter to use. Now, because I have a ton of data, 60 minimum, and I dithered every other frame, the square and the circle are the most common. But if you have a lot of subframes and you did a lot of dithering, you can actually use the Gaussian. And I usually use the Gaussian when I have that many subframes. All right. And then the same thing is with when you're in calibration, and with this, you would basically go and apply that to every one of your groups. All right. And then once you're at that point, you can check your pipeline. You can see that this would take probably an hour to integrate all this stuff, mainly because of all the information it's got to go through and everything like that. I do use autocrop. That was the other thing I was going to show. If you go in here and you go back to your lights, you have a lot of your subframe weighting, usually PSF signal weight. You can do signal noise, and I usually stick the default is this. I stick with the default there is usually the best way that I've found to do it. Image registration, once again, I usually just auto and stick with the defaults there. The only thing I would change most of the time is when we get down to the image integration, I will change this from auto to Winsorized signal clipping.
Yep.
Now, granted, you have to have more than so many frames for this to be effective. So if you don't have more than like 15 frames, just go to auto and let it do itself. But I don't change any of these settings or anything like that. I leave everything pretty much the way it is. Just do the algorithm to Winsorized. And then once I get done with that, it's, if you hit run, it's going to come up real quick here. And if everything's green, everything looks good, and you have enough working space, you would hit continue, and it's just going to go, and it's going to take forever. So I'll just run this in the background. But for the most part, it's
You're actually running
pretty
it?
simple. Yeah, I figure why not.
Okay. I was gonna have you actually try something for me just to.
Yeah, I can.
For
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
Can't cancel it, right?
Yeah, done. Yeah.
Clear
What
out.
do you want me to do?
Clear out the entire WBPP. I just want to show the people this. I know you probably know how to do
Oh,
it.
I know what you're talking about. The whole file.
The directory.
Yeah, the directory. Yeah. So go to directory, and then desktop right here. Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
you go right from the main directory.
Right here, and hit select folder, and it'll put everything where it belongs.
It'll put everything where it belongs. Yeah.
Correct.
It should.
Yeah. It should.
It should. But it's going to go through everything.
There's
So remember, there's
Oh yeah.
hundreds of files.
so
See, there you go. And how many files did it say?
Does it say 578 messages?
578. All right. So there you go. So you click OK, and if you go into the list of everything, it all should be there. So
it should all be there. Yeah.
Same thing
Yeah,
like you
that's
did.
true. Yeah.
You kind of
I did it manually, but you can do it directly through that file.
Yep.
It'll know all that. Yeah.
And just so you know, and I'd like to show people this too. Go under the what is it? It's go under any one of the pluses, either bias, darks, flats on the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Cancel that, and go to add custom.
Add custom. Okay.
And
yeah.
add one file. Add a green file to that, or a blue file. Add any file to that. Add one file. So plus file,
Yeah.
and then just add
Oh,
anything. Add
okay.
one
Yeah.
file.
So. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we can do that.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's just say for shits and giggles, right? I'm waiting for the YouTube to catch up for me. So see what you do. Okay, so you say this looks like it's an HA image, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's just say I screwed up my FITS header, and it's not really an HA image; it's an S2.
Okay.
You could actually
I can change that here.
the filter name here.
Oh, right.
You change what image
Okay.
type, but the image type is life. The filter name is
Yeah, if it's a light
S2.
frame,
You just change it in there, and then that's in case you have some of the problems like that. Due to light frame, filter name is now S2, SII or whatever,
Yeah,
and it will
bit
automatically
one,
put that one in
exposure time
your
300.
light.
Yeah,
This will override everything that you
correct.
put in there.
Yeah.
And then click OK. So you don't have to do that, but just so when you have say like I had an issue
Yeah,
where
that's kind of cool.
where my filters were switched in my filter wheel, and I misnamed them. And then when you looked at them, you
Right.
saw the HA was so much more prevalent than the S2. So all I did was switch it there, and I just overrode everything just so I could save the data for that time.
I can see that happening if you're using a filter, like a filter tray.
Yep.
And you went out and you switched the filter, but you forgot to. So, like in Nina, you can use. It's not a real electronically controlled filter wheel,
Right.
but you can change it to where that filter will be. You tell it that that's the filter you're on. You've changed it manually, and when it goes in, your header will say that filter. And if you forgot to change it,
that the header won't change. It just overrides the header in PIXINSIGHT. It's internal to PIXINSIGHT. In order
no,
to
but
change.
correct. But what I mean is, like in Nina.
Oh, yes, in Nina, yes.
You can use the what do they call it, it's not, you have, obviously if you have an electronic filter wheel, you'll connect it, but if you don't and you're using a filter slider,
the manual,
a virtual
manual
filter wheel, manual filter wheel,
manual filter wheel.
So if you're using the sequence thing, and you have your, say HAS203, but you can pause it between there so you have time to go out and change the filter wheel and stuff like that. But you don't go and change it on your manual filter wheel, then it's going to read what you had in there previously. So you
correct.
Go, I messed up, and it's still the header, the FITS header is going to still read what you had before.
And there is something if you wanted to, sometimes people just want to change the FITS headers, right?
Yeah.
And just change it. Now there is a FITS header changer in PIXINSIGHT, but it's not really good for bulk from what I saw, from what I used. I've been using what is it? It's like F4, there's it F2 U8 something. Let's see. Edit a FITS header.
But ideally, when you're done and WBPP runs, you'll have all your masters right here, and you can put them all up. Where am I? Drizzle. I've got a lot of stuff here. It's red, green, blue, luminance, HA. You can open them all up.
Go. There you go.
And that's a lot of data. And you'll end up with something really pretty on the red channel or the luminance channel.
There you go.
Although, there you go. There's bad flats right there.
Yep.
Yep. Bad flats.
Yeah, you got a mad gradient, dark on the top left and light at the bottom right. And
Yeah, that was probably a moon night.
could be.
There's the HA.
Yep.
Yeah, bad flats. Look at that. But I cropped it in so tight you couldn't see any of that.
There you go.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, directory works good for me. As long as you are diligent in getting rid of, the stuff that's garbage, the stuff that you don't want in there. If you're not diligent with that, and all of a sudden you throw in directory and you just throw in all those files and you stack it, you're gonna be like, oh my God, what the hell is this? You end up with Pink Floyd The Wall on your M101. And something else with what was it? There was something else we were talking about. What the hell was it? Oh, I just had a brain fart. Overskin process. Yeah, I used to have a CCD, and you had to use that. Like, let me ask you, with a lot of stuff with cosmetic correction, because you put that on there and you turned it on, so you have that in WBPP. There's a segment of it that will run the automatic cosmetic correction, right? So, have you found out that cosmetic correction actually helps or does anything? Because I haven't really found a lot.
I don't know if I've ever compared the results back, head to head. I think the main reason I do it is Adam Block did it, and I was like, well, if he's doing it, then why wouldn't I do it?
Fair. It's like one of those things where you're like, I know that I had to use cosmetic correction with my CCD camera, because that's what came up in the chat. Was I said I haven't used cosmetic correction since I moved over to CMOS, to be honest with you. Now with CCD, I had a bunch of dead columns and dead rows where I made a bad pixel map to get rid of them. And what it does, it says,
whoa, and cut. You dropped.
What happened? Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There you go. You're back.
Let me plug. I'm gonna have to plug in. I was on a Zoom the other day, so that's not gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Is this gonna work? Nope, that's not gonna work. There is with CCD, they are more inherent in having God damn. All right.
Issues with rows of pixels.
Issues with rows and columns, right? Yeah. So you were able to make a bad pixel map of saying that this row up to this high.
So basically, yeah, he's saying that you'll be able to correct for certain cosmetic issues from dead pixel rows or something like that. But I think cosmetic correction also will, any outlier, hot pixels or cold pixels, it will correct for as
well. Check.
Good. You good?
How is that working?
That's working.
Seems to be working all right.
I don't know why, but it's working. But yeah, to your point, I think it's using this. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. But yeah. So bad pixels and bad rows and bad columns and all that is inherent in CCD. So you were able. What it did was, when you told it was a bad row or a bad pixel, what it would do is it would average the adjacent pixels around it and make it the same brightness of that pixels around it. So it will make a little square around it, and it would average those out and fill in that pixel for you. So it doesn't look like a bad pixel. So
Yeah.
what was it? I was thinking about doing. I don't remember what it was with WBPP. I got thrown off with the whole mic thing. So. Well, it's 9:31.
Yeah. Got an
What about
comment.
SPCC? Well, that will be in the next video, I think. We're gonna have to think, because SPCC is a whole different type of. We could go over color calibration, SPCC, and
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah, it's like
there are a couple
color
of things.
calibration and PCC. Then SPCC is now the main
background
thing.
neutralization and
background neutralizations and all that stuff.
I'll
I'll tell you though. Speaking of
how
background
dark
you
needs
have
to
to
be
have the
that
guide
background?
catalog.
I'm gonna tell you something though. SETI Astro's background script, find background script is awesome.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah.
So those who have not had a chance to check that out or seen SETI Astro's YouTube video on his beta, is still in beta script, it is really handy. Especially if you're dealing with thick star fields and you're trying to hunt down that background through all of that, through all that star muck. It's really nice. Yes.
He's got great scripts.
He does.
I want to download his. I got to put his. What is it? The new stretch script he has.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Statistical stretch.
Yeah, statistical stretch.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yep. What's everyone's asking? What's the website? SETI Astro. Let me see. Is it Astro?
Yeah, if you just look up his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's got
SETI Astro.
Yeah.
I got the link right here for the video here. Skip that, and I'll go right to the statistical stretch.
Yeah, that was really good. I watched that video.
And that will give you SETI's YouTube page, and you can find everything out from there. I'll just put it in. There is the link to his YouTube channel. It's SETI Astro. Pretty cool.
Yeah. He's another one of those guys that's good with math.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. SETI Astro. Nice. Very cool. All right,
Chris, you used it on your sunflower, and that came out really good too.
Nice. All right. Well, it's about that time for picture of the week, I think, Eric.
Yeah, let's do it.
About that time.
All right. Yep. So let me go ahead and get everything prepped here. And let's go ahead and just do a quick refresh of everything.
We also got, while you're doing that, I'll get the wheel ready to go.
Yep.
Oh, that's what it was. The Fitz header changer. I'll show that later. That's what it was.
Okay, so here we go. YLP. And while you're doing that real quick, because it does take away, once the poll closes, it takes everything away. So I want to do something really quick here.
Okay.
1-1, Dan.
Damn it.
About halfway through. 8:40 something left in the second.
All right. Let's go Carolina.
No, Florida.
Florida.
Cats.
Whatever. Anybody that's not the Rangers.
That's right.
It's not the Rangers.
All three of the I'm voting for all three of them.
I had this guy come in the shop the other day. He's a regular customer, big New York guy. He's usually comes in. He's got his Yankees hat on. The other day he comes in. He's got his Rangers hat on. So I check him out. I take his money and everything. I was like, all right, have a good weekend. Go Panthers. He was like, hey, what are you talking about? Huh?
That's funny.
Okay, that didn't work. All right, so I'll just go ahead and share my screen here, and we'll get the winners. So, and go here to, and we had 28 votes. So, and our winner is for this is our last image of the month for May, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Image of the week for May. Yeah.
Image of the week for May, right? Yeah. So our winner is
Dun, dun, dun.
nice. Way to go, Scott Schneider, the Cat's Eye
Nice.
Nebula. Nice. Congratulations, sir. With 50% of the vote.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
That was a nice one. Congratulations. It's kind of cool when you see things that are kind of different, and you don't catch.
That's a hard one to get.
Those
So
different ones. Yeah,
that's a hard one to get. I mean, I think he said he had
so
100
if I go back here to my media library, and let's take a look at this winning entry. There it was.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So
that's
nicely done. Nicely done, Scott. All right.
I like the framing of it too, with the off center with the galaxy just to the right of it. The way he framed it was really well done.
That was good. Yep. Nice framing, nice setup. So okay. So next I will be going ahead and getting ready for our first image of the week for June. Can you believe we're already at the halfway point of the year? It's crazy. We're already at that halfway point of the year.
And you know what next Wednesday is?
What's next Wednesday?
You know what next Wednesday is?
You got a guest on next Wednesday?
No. Next Wednesday is episode number 350.
Whoa.
So 350.
Wow.
We are rocking and rolling episode 350.
Holy
and
cow, I can't believe it.
Looks like at this point,
No, we should like have already been. We should be freaking getting syndication royalties.
I'm telling you, really, really, man. 350 episodes. So.
Oh man, this is like MASH.
I'm telling you. I don't think we're there yet, but we're
not there yet.
We've surpassed Supernatural. So we surpassed Supernatural. So 350 episodes. Tonight is episode 349. $350 gift card giveaway. There you go.
Good call. Good call, Norm. Good call.
Good call.
Maybe for our 500th episode, we'll do a $500
maybe.
So that'll be in like 2 years.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
So, are you going to Cherry Springs? Weather permitting. I do have a hotel. Me, 2 other Astroworld people, and my buddy Ron will be there, weather permitting. I may not set up on the main field though. I may just set up in the temp field because I'm going to be going to a lot of the stuff in the daytime. So I don't know if I'm going to be up all night, to do that. So I don't know. We'll see. But you yeah, the 350. I'll think of something, everybody. I'll think of something. But let's see. So all right, so we got to do the Masters of PIXINSIGHT and IP4AP giveaway. And let's do that really quick. So the first thing that we're going to be giving away is a Masters of PIXINSIGHT workshop. And what we could do is we'll just go to this City Astro, but we'll go to, if you just go to most people know this, Masters of PIXINSIGHT, SIGHT.com. And you could go, of course, I spent, Masters. How about that? And I can't even spell. I got too much stuff in there. There we go. And here's the Masters of PIXINSIGHT website. And the next image, it's May 28th. So it's next Tuesday. And it's putting it all together, advanced image integration techniques. So if you just go to more info, and what they're going to do is they're going to talk about image integration, drizzle integration, HDR comp, pixel math stuff, and some synthetic luminance techniques. So kind of cool thing. It's only $35 if you don't win. And if you do buy this one, you get it for life. So when they do it again next year, you'll get the same thing for free and an updated version. So you can go check that out. Okay. So with that being said, the first one is going to be for the Masters of PIXINSIGHT free workshop class. Here we go. Got my testy pen out here. There we go. And oh, look at this. Corin Lewis, I think. Corin Lewis. Hey, Corin.
Hey.
MOP. All right, Corin, I'll send you an email. You'll get the the information from Pete, and he'll tell you how to redeem your gift certificate. So the next one is for IP4AP, a yearly subscription for IP4AP. And if you haven't gone there, you should go check it out because it's another good tutorial based thing for Photoshop and for PIXINSIGHT. You all right, Dave? You okay? Long day. Long day. But yeah, it's everyone wants to start their Memorial Day vacation. So before we do the last one, it is Memorial Day. Not only is it a memorial for the people that are in service and that have served, that are still around, but it's also for the people who have died fighting for what we believe in and what we
freedom around the world.
Yeah, it's primarily a remembrance day and a day of honor, because you can't. And this is one of those things I talk about at work because I'm also, everybody pretty much knows I'm a veteran, and I also
that's why you're better to talk about it than me.
Yeah, and I lead our veterans network. So I actually put up. And if maybe I can even show it here really quick. No, I'm just going to go here to my Google Photos. And yeah. So here is, I'll share this. Let me go back. Sorry. Just bouncing all over the place. Share. This is something that I've been doing now for the past 5 years. If you guys can see this.
Yep, I made it big. Yep.
Okay. This is what we call our fallen soldier table, because we have to remember that Memorial Day, even though it's quote unquote the unofficial start of summer, and we're looking for family and friends and cookouts and looking forward to the start of summer and a 3-day weekend, it's really also about remembering those who have died in service to our country.
Yep.
And from wars that began since the Civil War. The Civil War is where it first started, when family members were, visited the graves of the fallen soldiers during the Civil War and actually placed poppies, these colorful red poppies at their graves. And then eventually, since World War One, and then it became Remembrance Day, then it became Memorial Day. So it's about remembering and honoring those who have fallen in service to our country, those who have fought on land here, during the Civil War, and those who even went abroad to fight for not only our freedoms, but to try to give those same freedoms to people who didn't have those freedoms that we currently, enjoy. And it's also about the families, to remember those families who are left behind by those soldiers and sailors and airmen that are not going to have that last meal, probably, with that, service member that paid the ultimate price. So it's just one of those things that when we think about Memorial Day, it's not a happy occasion. It's an occasion to just take a minute to pause and remember those who have fallen. So.
Yep. So where is that, Eric? Is that at the VA or is that at a
No, this is actually this is what I set up at my job. I do this every year at my office in the cafeteria.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So
Very,
and
very
I
cool.
do these and I do these at we have four separate cafeterias at our plant. So I set these up I set a table up at each one of those cafeterias with this similar setup.
That is very cool. Very cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
But thanks, Norm, for the list of Memorial Veterans and Armed Forces Day and the differences. You put that in the chats. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
this
again,
is also Military Appreciation Month.
Yep.
This is what it's all about. We have Armed Forces Week, Military Spouse Week, Military Spouse Day rather. This is also Mental Health Month, Mental Health Awareness Month, and we also we have a lot of our soldiers and service members who suffer from PTSD, as well as others, who haven't even served, police officers, firemen, people that in all walks of life suffer from, mental health issues and stuff like that. So
I play softball for an organization called Heroes Athletics, and it's based around veterans and stuff like that, and the PTSD, and everybody on the team wears the same number, 22, to signify the 22 veterans that take their lives every year. Or every day, I guess it's 22 a day.
Every day.
Yeah.
That's the statistic. Yeah, that's the statistic is 22 a day.
Yeah.
So and so it's a great organization. They do tons of stuff, and they sponsor our softball team, and we try to do whatever we can to get back for them. And a lot of the guys I play with are all military veterans or still active military.
Nice. Yeah. All right. So we actually did a lot of talking with Alan Mitchell, I guess 2 weeks ago, also regarding since it is mental health, about the mental health situations that happen with depression in the astrophotography community, believe it or not, and how the science and the way that the brain chemicals, because we're up all night, and the serotonin levels are just kind of get out of whack. Because we're up all night and then we sleep all day, kind of throws us out of whack and tends to really give a lot of people in a depressed mood because of that. And it's just something to be aware of as well. So everybody have a great Memorial Day, and even though it is the unofficial start of summer as well. And I'll be barbecuing on Sunday and recovering on Monday. But let's give away that IP for AP 1 year subscription to the next lucky person. I gotta put the thing on. Here we go. going around, and it looks like Augustine.
Oh, Ernie was so close.
Augustine Herrera. And that's IP.
Missed it by that much.
So close, Ernie.
Sorry, Ernie. All right. And just in case anybody was wondering, this is what I was talking about, a FITS header changer. This is something that I use. It's called F4W2HDU, fits for wind to utility. It's a bulk FITS header changer. It's a little clunky. Once you figure out how to work it, it works. If you have an issue where you got to change a filter name for one full night of filters, you could say change HA, in quotes, to SII in quotes, and it'll change them all. And it's written to the file. It's not a naming. It's written to the FITS header. So
that's cool.
It's kind of cool. But it is a little clunky. It takes a little bit of a way to you got to play with it for it to work. But it does work, and it works well. Just follow the instructions. And it's from astroshed.com, and I'll put that in the chat for that. There you go. All right.
Excellent.
Awesome. Any final thoughts for the weekend? Eric?
Final thoughts? No. I mean, I've got to work, so
Me too.
It is what it is.
Me too.
But I do get some comp time back, so it's not a big deal. But again, really but again, have a great weekend, everybody. For those military families who have lost their loved one in the service of our country, I personally want to say thank you all. There's no words that I can really say, but other than thank you and appreciate, your loved one sacrifice. And to everyone else, just enjoy the weekend, enjoy your time off, and hopefully you guys got some clear skies. I did get some clear skies a couple of days ago, and now I'm putting together my M27, so we'll see what happens. And but yeah, other than that, just have a great 3-day weekend, everybody, and get ready for the summer nebulae coming.
It's on its way.
Around the corner.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, Dave, what you got?
Pretty much what Eric said. Thanks to everybody who's made the ultimate sacrifice. Remember Memorial Day for what it is. We wouldn't be able to have great things like Astro World TV if it wasn't for our vets that paid the ultimate sacrifice. And hopefully everybody gets some clear skies this weekend and can do some imaging and, keep posting those images.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And hopefully the stuff we showed you with Blink and SPCC, with subframe selector and everything, you can take that up to heart. I'm going to try to start using subframe selector a little more. So
it's interesting. And just really quick on that. Now I know Eric uses APP to stack. Now, if you're an APP user, you may not want to even touch subframe selector because APP actually kind of has a subframe selector built in, a little kind of thing in there that'll give you like the 80% best images based on certain, or 70%, whatever you want to put in there. It's kind
that's
of
right,
like,
they do, yeah.
It gives scores. It does give scores. So it gives a nice score based off of eccentricity, signal to noise, everything. And then when you want to integrate, then you can choose out of that 100% of frames, then you can do a slider of, out of these, just give me the top 90, 80, how many ever top percentile you want.
Right,
and then it'll remove everything that doesn't meet that
criteria,
certain score, that minimum score. Right. So it's pretty cool.
So, one day Eric will sit me through those tabs because I don't know.
The stacking stuff with APP for me, I got no problem with. I've gotten through that, know how it works. It's the after that. What the heck's going on?
I need to know what I'm dangerous. when it comes to hitting things. So I need to know, what to touch and what not to worry about, because
Yeah.
I'll take a lesson from Eric on that. So all right, everybody. Well, have a great night. Have a great weekend. It should be nice in New York. Yeah, it's exactly like Auto Stacker, Chris. You can take a percentage of the scale, the score, and everything. It's exactly like that. Not many people like the processing aspect of APP. They usually just stack and bring it on over. I think mostly due to the fact that there's really no noise reduction process in there. That's one of the things one of the big things that it's missing. But from the stacking standpoint, seems to do a great job for a lot of people, and a lot of people do start with APP, bring it into PIXINSIGHT, and move it on over to whatever processing suite that they use. Hey, some things do things great, some things do things okay, and some things just suck. So, that's what it is.
Find out what works best for you. Whatever
Exactly.
works best for you, whatever you feel comfortable with, that you have the best knowledge of, and that you have the best confidence in.
Yep.
Do what you do. Do you, boo boo? You do whatever you want.
I do like the big bong you get when it's done stacking.
It scared the crap out of me. I'm like, what?
I did that. I did that once to Dan. Here I am. We're having the show. We're going, and I've got APP running in the background.
Of course, I had my earphones in. And I'm playing. And I'm like, I'm not freaking using this crap no more. That just scared the shit out of me. Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Well, have a great weekend. Hope we left you with a good laugh. Have a great night. And what do you want? Well, before everybody goes, what do you want to do next week for PIXINSIGHT? Well, anybody want to pick up a what you call it, a thread or a process, or
maybe we can do a process. I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out.
Well,
maybe I'll go through and do my maybe I'll do a walkthrough of like how I do things.
Let's just do processes. You know what I mean?
Do processes.
Yeah.
I can.
What about like noise reduction? Like we go through different types of noise reduction.
Oh God, no! I'll be honest with you, I can't.
I know how to use two, and one's already gone because Easy Denoise is not there anymore. So now I just use.
I wanted to give Eric Muir Denoise. That's what I
wanted. Like no way. I'm sorry. It's NX or nothing for me. As far as I'm concerned, it's NX or nothing. So
we could do.
I could do MLT.
Maybe that's something we talk about offline, and we'll just figure something out. Because workflows are great, and we kind of do. We've done the kind of workflow thing already. I want to try to get into some of these processes, not the randos that nobody ever uses, but let's get into the processes of what actually people use, not the crap that's in there that nobody touches.
Yeah, we can keep it kind of simple and stuff like that. Like even the channel combinations. How do you do an SHO palette or an HOO or just do RGB and stuff like that?
Yeah,
just a
simple like that. Yeah.
Well, and then maybe some of the new scripts, even like what do you call it? Image blend. You got that one, and then the other one. What's the other one? Narrowband color mapper.
Yep.
That's another good one.
And VRGB.
Yeah. There's a couple of those that have come out that are really good. Yeah. And now they have the new reintegrate stars, which now you don't even have to use that pixel math combination. You just open that up and put your stars back in.
Yep.
So,
all right, so let's talk offline and get something good for Friday next. And
Okay.
and then Wednesday is we'll figure something out. We always do.
Yeah.
Don't we always?
All right, everybody. Well, have a great weekend. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Drive safe. Be safe. If you're gonna go out and get smashed, don't drive. And
please
just put your. You know what I used to do with my friends. I used to have little Dixie cups, right? And this is the last thing. Little Dixie cups filled with water. And what we do is we take your cup, take your keys, and we put it in the cup of water. And we take the cup of water and put it in the freezer. So you couldn't leave. It was frozen in ice. Your keys were frozen. You had to wait for the ice to be unfrozen for you to get the keys out. So something to think about, everybody. Well, have a great night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. And remember, as always, to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you Wednesday night.
See you, everybody.